how to make Dead Marsh scatter terrain. Dead warriors in the water, deep water effect, reeds as well. Today we're going to be showing you exactly how to make this so you can add it to your game board. So first of all we need to mark out where we're going to cut out. So this is going to be what it's made out of, and this is what it's going to be the base of it. And so our marsh is going to have to be within this space. Something like that. And then the outside maybe kind of just following. I'm going to be cutting nearly vertically with this, just off vertical. So that's our pool cut out, and then the edge, as usual when I do this, is I'm going to try and cut a flatten angle as I can, just so it tapers off. And there we have what will be our pool, and just draw roughly there. So we're now going to glue this onto this with the glue gun, so I can now see where I can safely put glue. So next up I'm going to paint the ground. So this is a mixture of paint, PVA and sand. So I'm just going to paint all of the ground here. As soon as you add any kind of texture or anything there in particular, it's going to stop it seeming like it's deep, and I want it to appear deep, even though it really isn't. I'm going to try and bring this to life a bit more, so I'm going to put a bit of paint on here, and then just stroke a perpendicular angle and start bringing this rather dark stuff to life a little bit more. So we have our piece here, and what I've done is I've just put the bit I cut out back in again, and you'll see why in a second. I've got some wraith bone here. What I'm going to do is just going to spray just kind of across and just trying to pick up. So I'm going to go really, really flat on this. Just give it a bit of a dusting rather than actually trying to paint it. Next up we're going to put some reed pieces down. Bunch of super glue down here. And take these reed things I've made. If you want to know how to make these, I'll put a link to the video. Just to provide a little bit of interest and a little bit of colour. And once they're dry in place, we can ruffle them up and make them more lifelike. I'm now just going to add a little bit of flock. Next up we have a horrible, mossy Haradrim warrior of Minas Tirith. Pop some super glue. It's a nice big area to super glue here. We're now going to fill this with silicone. Once you've chucked a load of this in, you can then start spreading around. Now you don't want to get this on your skin because it's super sticky, so So I'm just using this from my toolkit just to move it around, and I'm just trying to push it into the gaps and get an even spread to start with, and then I'll worry about actually levelling it out. Taking as much care as possible to not get it anywhere else apart from in the main part, because we don't want what is supposed to be water to be up here, because it would just look terrible. So just kind of pushing it out and just taking my time over it. Now that done, it's looking pretty decent, I think, but we want to add in some more detail, and this is where our reeds come into this. So with the reeds, we're not going to use any, this has just been smoothed out, so it's still soft. So with this, all we're going to do is decide whereabouts we think they might want to go, and we're just going to kind of just nestle them down into the water like that, and then they will just be held in place once the silicone fully sets. So I'm just going to put a patch them over here, kind of wiggling them side to side, and then the silicone will just set in around them. Maybe one over here next to one of the bodies. I don't want it towards the centre, so I want the centre to feel like it's deeper, so we wouldn't have reeds up in the centre. So how's it looking? Something like that. And that is now going to take a while to set. So that's how you make a piece of Dead Marsh scatter terrain for your game board. I think it's an easy enough build to do. It's pretty enough, it's cheap enough, it's good enough scenery. If you've liked it, then please like. Any comments, then please add them below. And if you really like it, then please subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more videos for scenery coming out soon. Catch you then.